All right, Hazemate here. It's the next day, and we're gonna continue working on the Black Widow Galant VR4. So today the plan is to get the suspension back on there. Okay, there's not too many things left to put on. We need to install the upper and lower arms, and then what was it? Probably mount the sway bar, and then that'll pretty much be it. And then we'll put the we'll start putting the differential in. So okay, so the first step is yeah, let's just start installing the arms. All right, it's a lovely day to be working on the car. So there we go. All right, that's what I got in the trunk. So yeah, let's just start installing these arms. So let's start with the lower control arms. I think that's where we started. So as you can see, these ones have the poly bushings already installed on them. So, and the ball joints are still good too. So supposedly you can replace the ball joints. You just have to press them out and stuff. So okay. First off, we're gonna install a lower control arm. I've kind of placed them where we need to install them. Okay, that's the left one and the other one's the right one. I think they're interchangeable too. I don't think it matters. So we're gonna go ahead and install this one first, and I've got the bolts right here. It looks like it comes in from the front. Okay. Yep. Okay, so I kind of left all the bolts how they should be when they put back in. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna install it, and then I'll show you what I got after. All right. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. There's a ball joint that's got to go up into the trailing arm, and then there's the other part that connects to the cross member right there. Okay. Okay. So I got the arm on there. They're really on there lightly though. Boy, the bolt really came close to the cross member. I think it's better to take it out from the back. I don't think it really matters, honestly. I don't know. I don't think there's any kind of washer on it either. So, but yeah, it bolted in fine. So now we have to torque everything. I'm not really sure how we're gonna do the ball joint part. Okay, let's take a look under it. Okay, yeah. So here's the right one. Yeah, so it bolted in there fine, but it's all loose. It's loose right now. I don't know how we're gonna torque this. I'm pretty sure we won't be able to get a torque wrench in there. But we could probably try to use one of those crow's feet things. Okay, better. There we go. Yeah. So we could probably use one of these crow's feet dealies to torque it, maybe once we get it up in there. Hopefully it doesn't start spinning. Okay. And then the inner ones should be a piece of cake. Okay. I don't even know what the torque is on it yet. So yeah, I think it would have been better to put the bolt from the other side, but it doesn't matter. It works either way. So that's the way it was when I took it out before. So that's the way I put it back. Okay. All right. So yeah. I'm just gonna go use a wrench to tighten this. I think it's a 19. Oh yeah, by the way, the ratcheting wrench, I think I'm just about at the where it's tight though. Okay, now I gotta get a beefier one. 52 foot-pounds. I don't think, maybe we don't even need to torque it. Just make sure it's really snug, you know. But you want to make sure that ball joint's in there properly. I feel like we should attach that brake rotor on there too. Sorry, it's kind of silhouetted here. It's harder to do it from this angle. We should do it from the front of the arm. Okay, so I tried to get a tool in there and it won't work. I tried to use the crow's foot thing. It won't work. You know what? It might work if we use an extension though. Let me see. No, because it gets in the way of this, so we can't even use an extension. The other way, I'm pretty sure it would do the same too. So what I would need is like something like a wrench like this, okay, and then it would have to have, and then on the other end it would have to have the like this. It would be a long version of the crow's foot here. Okay, fortunately it's not going to work. So I think all we're going to have to do is I'm just going to have to make it as tight as I can with a regular wrench, and then I think that should be close to 50. It should be close or more than 50 foot-pounds. So it's got a nylon locking. Sorry, the battery ran out on my camera. But anyway, so we're gonna finish installing this. So the nut here is supposed to be 80 foot-pounds. Wow, it's a lot of torque. So 80 foot-pounds for the inner one and 50 for the outer one. Okay. This one right here, 43 to 52. So, you know, it's not a lot of torque, so you don't have to put it in so tight. Okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna put this one in as tight as I can with the regular wrench, and then that'll be it, okay? And then they'll do 80 foot-pounds for the inner one, okay? All right, cool, here's what I got. Actually, I think before we start tightening everything, let's put everything in loosely first, and then I'll start torquing, okay? So let's go install the upper control arm now. Everything is in kind of lightly. The outer ones are tight, the ball joints, but the inner one isn't tight at all. So let's leave everything loose, so when we do torque it, everything is in the right place, okay? All right, that's what I got. So yeah, so we'll go install these guys right here. Okay. I hope I marked them. Maybe I did. Oh yeah, I did mark them. Good job, Hades Omega. Okay, I don't remember which way it goes though. I think, I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and install this guy now. This one looks like it's even easier to install. All right, here's what we got. Okay, aha! So I discovered something. So I remember there was a washer inside this one, and when I was looking at, why is there a washer on the other side? It shouldn't be like that. The washer actually goes in between the arm and the cross member. Okay, that's the way I found it. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. It's kind of goofy. Okay, so what I've done here is I've kind of put it in a little bit, and some of the washers in there. Yeah, it is really loose without the washer, so that's probably why they put that in there. They use it as a spacer. Okay. For whatever reason, that the ears on that look kind of chewed up. Okay. Anyway, let's go for it. So I'm just gonna slip that in, and hopefully line it up without the washer falling out. Okay. I gotta get it in there like just right. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, putting this suspension back in is a lot harder than it is taking it out. Taking it out is much harder. Yeah, I got everything to line up. What I had to do is I had to break out Mr. Punch. Okay, where did Mr. Punch go? I got right here. I have to break out Mr. Punch here, and then I had it in here originally, but if I put it in here, you can't move it around a whole lot. So I kind of wedged the washer in there. Okay, you can see the washer. It's kind of like right there. Okay, and then I kind of pushed it in together, but it was like kind of out of alignment. And then I just used the punch to align it, and then I was able to get the bolt in. So okay, so a little tricky, but that's what happens when you don't got the stock stuff, man. And then the bushing is soft enough where like you can actually tweak the arm a little bit. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna say. So that looks like it just has a rubber bushing on it. Okay, I don't know if you can change that with a poly one, but that's okay. It'd be nice if they had the right size, the freaking the metal part in the center, but whatever, it's okay. So yeah, that kind of takes up the space that's in there. All right. All right, so what we're gonna do now is, I think we'll tighten this. I think we can actually torque this one, so this one won't be so bad. I think it's the same torque as the other one. It's like 52 foot-pounds. Okay, so we'll torque this, and then we'll set the adjustment right on that. Okay, from where we had it before. Hopefully, it's pretty close to where it is with this cross member. It might be a little bit different than the other one, you know. And then we'll tighten that, and then we'll start tightening the lower control arm. Okay, yeah, that way everything is kind of, you know, it's locked in, it's lined up. Okay, the bottom one that has no adjustments though, so we could probably tighten that one already. So, but it's okay. So we'll do this one first, and then we'll torque the bottom one. Okay, but the bottom one's already on there. All right, so not too difficult. So okay, so we're going to torque this, set that at the proper setting. Okay, because I left some marks on the little plate, and we'll set that to where it was before, torque that, and then we'll torque I think we can't torque the bottom one, the bottom ball joint, and we just have to tighten this as tight as we can make it, and then which might be too tight already, you know, and then torque the inner bolt. Okay, and then we're done with the suspension. I guess the next thing we could do is I would put, oh we do the, we could put the sway bar mounts in next, I guess. Because that wouldn't hurt. Okay, here's we go. Okay, almost done. I torqued the other one already. I didn't have any problems with it. It did spin for a little while, but once it was lined up, it didn't spin anymore. So I'm trying to torque this one to 52. Close. Man, I think we gotta torque the other one as tight as we can make it with the wrench, because I'm having a hard time tightening it with this. Okay. Okay, so the inner ones are 22 millimeters, big bolt. So I'm thinking it's gonna take a lot of torque to tighten it. So, yep. 101 foot-pounds, okay? There we go. All right. So when I tighten that, I have to make sure it stays in the right place, okay? When I do tighten it, or else, you know, it's tricky, man. How do the alignment guys do this? All right. Whew. Okay, there we go. The trunk's getting a little cleaner. Good. That's good. All the arms are out of here. So I was able to torque everything just fine. I wound up using Old Faithful here because the exhaust was in the way in the other one, and I think I torqued it to 110 foot-pounds. Okay. I think the spec was like 101 to like 120 or something. So, and I know this one is a little bit lower than what it should be. Okay, so we did this one, we did that one. It wasn't so hard. The odd thing is the other one is all the way adjusted out, and the other one is this one is adjusted all the way. This in like the middle somewhere. So yeah, it's kind of weird. We'll let the alignment shop figure that out. That's the way it was before though. So yeah, whatever. As long as it's in spec, I don't really care. Okay. I tightened the bottom, the ball joint. Okay. This guy right here. Kind of hard to see in the shadow, but yeah, I tightened it as tight as I could with a wrench, because I remember I was having a hard time with the torque wrench on this one. Okay, I had to use a lot of torque, and that's only 50 foot-pounds. So it's like, yeah, you know, the wrench is much shorter, you know, and it's actually shorter than this one. This is a 22, so I just went to town on it. I just tightened it as tight as I could make it. Okay, and everything looks like it all lined up good. Okay. So now I gotta tighten this one here, and then we're done. We tighten that, and then we'll tighten the shock mounting bolt, and then we should be done with the suspension, okay? Other than the sway bar. I guess we could do the sway bar. Yeah, we'll do the sway bar next, I guess. And then we'll start on the diff. All right, cool. Here we go. And just in case you're wondering, that one is 65 to 80 foot-pounds. Let's just do 80 foot-pounds. All right. Here we go. Okay, I just got done torquing the dealie there. I could use a torque wrench on the left side. I could use the impact gun on the left side, but I couldn't do it on the right side. Okay, because there's the exhaust. The freaking exhaust is in the way again, man. So I wish if I had an electric car, I wouldn't have to worry about that. Okay, and then so we're gonna go torque the shock bolt. Okay, the bottom one. It's about 80 foot-pounds is the highest spec, and like I said, my torque wrench does just shy of 80. So when it's set to 80, so all right, here we go. So I pretty much didn't mess with the torque at all. We're just gonna torque it now. That's why I got Mr. Torquey Wrench on the other side. So all right. One side. Okay, with that, the suspension is done. So almost, except for the sway bar. I think I'm gonna hold off on the sway bar until we get the axles back in. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we're pretty much done with the suspension. Whew. So sun's starting to come down a little bit. I think I will. Well, the obvious thing, the next part to do is to get the diff in there. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll get the diff in there. All right, and that's hopefully it shouldn't be too hard. I've done it before. Okay, so we'll do it again. So we'll have to take. Also, I don't remember what axle goes where, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious which one goes where. I think. All right, one of them has a much longer side than the other. That's for sure. Yeah. Hopefully, I took a picture of it before I took it apart. or I'll just watch my old video. Right? Okay, so yeah, so suspension's totally done. Brakes not on there yet, but I still had, we still have to put that brake line back on too. So let's get started on the diff. Okay, everything is all torqued. This side took a long time to put on, man. I was just cranking and cranking on it, and it kept on spinning and spinning, and I was like, man, what happened? There's something wrong with it. And then I mean, this is the side that got hit, so and then I lowered the torque to 60, it clicked. I lowered the torque to 70, it clicked after moving a little bit, and then I moved it to 80, and it moved a little bit more, and then it clicked. So for whatever reason, the other side was much easier. Maybe I should have used the torque impact gun first. Okay, but anyway, it's all in there, looking good, man. It's still, I say, it still looks it looks kind of crooked to me still, man. Hopefully it's not damaged still. All right, hands me go.